And this is something that in the United States and a lot of Western countries, I think, has actually been forgotten. Because whether it's on the left or the right, we're normally talking about center left and center right of politics. And this means, it's more of the structural, institutional, corporate left or right. They're very interested in the making of rules and the declaration of rules and the systemization of rules that they are writing, right? Whether they're on the left or the right, they all agree the government tells you what to do, you follow it. As opposed to the more traditional liberal idea, where we have the very fewest rules necessary for society to sort of continue peacefully. Now, one of the criticisms that I faced tremendously within my government, and I still face from critics, is, okay, whether or not what Snowden did was right or wrong, whether or not what the government did was right or wrong, whether what the government did was moral or immoral or legal or illegal, what Snowden did was against the law. And so there's kind of this replacement of the individual's idea of right and wrong, society's idea of right and wrong, with the rule of law. And we understand the rule of law. We think the rule of law is a good thing generally. But when the rule of law spreads so far, and the application of law, the creation of law by politics, begins to narrow what you can do so much, that now speech is against the law, even when it's saying something that the public needs to hear, should have heard. It never should have been secret in the first place. How do you think about this idea, even if there is majority support, that things can be made illegal, that maybe should not be possible to make illegal? And like, when you say anti-authoritarian, what do you mean that, what are the limits of authority? What are the limits of lawmaking in a society, or should they be? And how should ordinary people who are doing everything they can within the law to dissent or object, but can't achieve anything, how should they think about this conflict, this tension?
The authoritarian character is they always think law is on their side. That's number one character. And they always have a last sentence. So with that kind of arrogance, against the law is revolutionary. Because this is every law in the history has been changed. Law is made by people, very often are made by privileged system. That system is self-protecting, and it's no way you can have development not to against the law. In scientists, every new research or all the scientists, all effort is against the scientific law. Is trying to break what has been established. But in the political situation, that law can last 100 years. Or they use that to crash all those individual mind, meaningful thinking, and strong argument, and that is most worst crime than any other crime. You see what happened in China or in the United States in general, in mainstream, the media and the public consuming, is much worse than environmental problem. People not conscious about. Of course, they worry about fish, they worried about the temperature, but they really should worry about is our human condition, our brain. Is that brain has been horribly polluted, and how much real thinking or how much meaningful ideas belongs to you. Even you could be graduate or poster or even professor or so-called leaders in thinking, but how much ideas are really come from you when you wake up in the morning, you wash your face, you're so clear, but you're just repeating those kind of, rubbish all the time. So that kind of society, that kind of law or that kind of, idea, it kills the world, kills the modern world. The modern the modernity is totally being abandoned by that kind of thinking.
You know, it's